is cage cleaning night. I'm gonna start with the trio here. I just went and got my fleece. So I'm cleaning cages on Monday nights and Friday nights now. I changed it up. I used to do it Tuesday and Friday, but garbage day is Tuesday, so it just made more sense to clean the cages Monday night, get all the garbage out there, because I do Bun Bun's litter box tonight as well. So yeah, just a minor change. Living life on the edge around here. Okay, so when I am filming this, it is 1 week till Christmas. Crazy, eh? Hard to believe. I miss being a kid for Christmas. I don't find Christmas too exciting as an adult. I'm sure it'd be different probably if you had kids. Get to watch them be all excited. I remember when you're a kid and it felt like Christmas took forever to come around, and now it seems like it shows up way too fast. Before you know it, you have to spend a ton of money on gifts. Ugh. So obviously I have the camera on my head like everybody asked me to. I thought when the camera was stationary it was kind of cool to see what the piggies were up to on their level. But most people said that they liked it up on my head better instead, so we'll give her a whirl back to this. So I've been kind of frustrated with Pecan lately. She seems to keep getting bloaty every day. Not like massive serious bloat, but enough bloat that I'll give her gas drops so it doesn't get worse. And then sometimes I give her some tummy rubs as well to get some of the gas out. And I have no idea why this is happening all of a sudden. It's been for about like the last month. Like nothing has changed for their diet. They get fed the exact same things, same order every single day. So I'm going to have to talk to my vet about that. One thing I'm going to try giving her is a papaya tablet. So that's something that's common for rabbits to be given. Papaya has, I think there's also pineapple in the papaya tablets, both of which give out healthy enzymes to help food digest better, and then for rabbits it's to help hopefully break down hair because they self-clean a lot. But it's supposed to help things digest better and not cause so much gas or bloating. So we will see. I'm going to go pick those up tomorrow and try giving her half a tab every day and hope that that works, because otherwise right now I'm just using the gas drops every day and doing tummy rubs and stuff. The only good thing is, even if Pecan's a bit bloaty, she still moves around, she still eats, she still drinks, and she still poops. But I just do not want to ever get to the point where she starts to go into stasis from it. So it's kind of scary. I don't like that's going on. I've tried like reducing their veggies down, and like half of me thinks I should just give no veggies for a few days, see if I can get her back to normal. But then I don't know, it seems impossible to not give that cage vegetables, because everybody else would be getting their veggies in the morning, and how do you do that? I guess you'd have, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. Just would feel really mean and they'd be confused. Oh dear. There's always something going on. So besides that, the trio's awesome. There are all the sweetest little piggies in that cage, and Reese is having a great time with them. They're all so friendly with each other too, always right near each other, never fighting. The only time you hear any commotion as if Reese is in heat and Littlefoot's chasing her a bit. But even then, it's really tame. So this is how I go for cleaning the cages now. I just sweep all the hay and junk off into one bin down here, saves time. And if anything gets on the floor, I sweep up the floor after so it doesn't make a difference. Because back in the day, I used to go outside, and that is just too big of a pain to carry all these bins upstairs and everything like that. It just was too ridiculous. So if I do this as I'm going along to each cage, by the time I'm finished all the cages, everything's shaken out so that I can just keep doing laundry, and it seems like I get stuff done so much better. Because before I would take the stuff up on the porch and set it outside, and I'd be like, oh, I'll shake it out after I'm done cages. But by the time I was done cages, I didn't feel like it. So then I'd be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow night. And then tomorrow night would come around and I'd be like, oh no, I don't have to do it till the next night. And I was always so behind on laundry, where now I can just get through stuff so much quicker. Speaking of which, I'm going to get a load of laundry started here, because by the time I'm done cages, it's usually about 2 hours of work. I can have about 3 loads done, and I'm almost done. Okay, so we have a load of laundry started. So you'll hear that in the background. But I suppose that's nothing new, is it? Always sounds like laundry going. And I've mentioned before, but anyway, here where I live in Canada, there's on-peak and off-peak hours for your hydro. So off-peak would be when it's cheaper to do it, and that's in the really late evenings or weekends and holidays. So on the weekend, I have the washer going like all day just to do my husband and I's clothes, work clothes, and then getting the pig stuff done. And then during the week, like right now, I'll do like a load, maybe a 1 or 2 at night if I have time. Yeah, because you're really not supposed to use any extra hydro during the day, because that's when the on-peak hour is, and that's when you get charged the most. I mean, obviously you got to do what you got to do, but I definitely try to keep as much stuff as I can for the evenings and weekends. So we're gonna do a Christmas cage for these guys. Got gingerbread candy canes, 2 different gingerbread prints, and then the candy canes. All these prints are from Joann's online fleece store, and then all different shops made them. Down below are links to all the shops that I trust and purchase from the most, so you can check that out down in the description box. In the description box is where I have all my most asked about information. So there's going to be helpful guinea pig sites, so if you had any questions about guinea pigs, guinea links down there is where it's at. And then, like I said, there's the shops I buy from. And then video topics that I get asked about the most are all down there as well. So for Christmas things, gingerbreads are my absolute favorite. I have a whole collection of gingerbreads, like figurines, stuffed animals, stuff like that. I just think they are the cutest thing. So definitely this gingerbread fleece, this green one here, is my absolute favorite. So like Pecan's tummy right now is rounder than I would like it to be. So I have given her gas drops tonight. But like she moves around fine, and as I said, like she'll eat, she'll drink. It just absolutely sucks seeing her tummy a bit bigger. So I'm really hoping I'll see a difference with that papaya, that maybe it'll help her digestion a bit. She's my Piggy that was back in the summer that she had the bloat so bad that I took her to the vets. So luckily, like now that I pay attention to her, for specifically to look at her size of her tummy, I'm definitely staying on top of it because I never want her to have bloat so bad like she did back when she was having trouble walking from it. But even then, when she had that problem, it came out of nowhere and happened so fast because she was fine that night and then super bloated by the morning. So I just do not know what happens. She is a senior now, technically, because she's over 4. So I don't know if this is an age-related thing where her stomach is just naturally slowing down and maybe stuff bugs her easily. She is a pig that will eat absolutely everything in sight. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. And by everything in sight, I mean, like if there's any scrap of vegetable left, she has to eat it. Where other pigs will eat everything throughout the day, or like not eat their veggies right in the first 5 minutes. They'll eat some veggies, eat some hay, eat some pellets, you know, kind of work their way around to different stuff. Where Pecan, if there's anything left, she just hoovers it in. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm probably going to try decreasing their veggies even more, because I was feeding them a bit more veggies with Reese being in the cage. So I don't know if Reese isn't pulling her weight, not eating as much as I anticipated, and Pecan's eating it all and it's bugging her tummy. I don't know. Pecan is one of the sweetest pigs, so I don't want anything to be wrong with her. Not that I want anything to be wrong with anybody. Hello. Hello. She does not like when I pick her up to bug her about her tummy though. So as usual, I will just wait to see how she looks later, and if she needs more gas drops before I go to bed, I'll give her more, or I'll give her like a good tummy rub. It's always very positive that when I rub her tummy, I can always hear gas coming out. So thankful for that, and I'm thankful that she moves around great, eats, drinks, poops, even when she looks a bit bloaty. Okay, so those guys are good to go, and we're going to go on to our next cage. Okay, so Willie is next. Hi, buddy. He's been doing so well. 0 complaints. Hey, Willie. You've been having a good time? He's been very easy to look after, and I have not seen him fall in weeks, so that's very positive. For a bit there, he would topple easily from the vertigo symptoms, so either they're getting better or he has just learned how to cope. So I don't know which it is, but I'm just glad that he hasn't fallen down in a while. So the only maintenance I really need to do with Willie is a couple times a week I've showed in videos, we do his little bum soak. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay. Oh, sometimes those baby gates are a nightmare when you got your hands full. Okay, little Bambino, we gotta go back. Up, 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 and away. I got ya. So when you set Willie down, he puts his head down, so you have to be careful with him. Gotta make sure he keeps his head up when I put him in the water. Because when you put him back in the cage, I'm not sure what it has to do with, whether it's the vertigo stuff or just him being blind. but when you set him down, his head's completely tucked down. So when I'm putting him in the water, I just got to make sure he brings his head up. So I don't think he wanted to go swimming. Hey, bud. He does so well with these soaks. When I first had him and I first gave him a soak, he like kept running around the tub like confused, didn't know what was going on. Now he seems to really enjoy it and just sits. You feel like you got a full tummy tonight too. He gets gas drops all the time. I think I'm gonna give him some more tonight. I usually just give his in the morning, but he seems like he's got quite the round belly tonight too. But that is a thing that he came with needing the gas drops. So the gas drops I have are oval. They're infant simithicones, so they're to help with gas. What they do is they go through their digestive tract and take all the little bubbles of gas and combine them together to a bigger bubble of gas so that's easier to pass. It's not something that gets absorbed. It just literally goes through the digestive tract. So it's a pretty safe thing to give to guinea pigs and to rabbits if you ever needed it. Hi bud, how are you? So some people ask on most of my videos when I show Willie is what's up with his eye. So this eye is blind, he has a little fuzz in it, and the white part that you can see is actually was a cataract. So for whatever reason, that cataract fell off of his eye inside of it and now floats around. It's a very odd thing. But that's why his eye looks a little weird. So he is blind, and that was a full-blown cataract, but it's peeled away and floats around. Just help peeling off the debris now that it's soaked for a bit. There we go. That's better, eh? You can't take off just yet. I gotta put your coconut oil on. Where are you going, little Jimmy John? You gotta stay here. Okay. Just gonna put some on your feet. And off we go. There we go, buddy. There you go. Good boy. That wasn't so bad, was it? Hello, Bun Bun. What are you doing, Sneaky? Okay, bud. Does that feel better? Put your hay back in. So this is Vet Bed. You can find Vet Bed online if you just Google it. Mine was from a Canadian shop online. And it doesn't replace like bedding, it's just to be put on top of bedding for some extra cushion. So Willie's been loving sleeping in like tunnels or snuggle sacks like this, which is awesome, so he's nice and warm. There we go. Willie is all set, so we'll move on to our next cage. Mammy and Raisin. I'm gonna try to do everybody in Christmas just for the sake of it. Even though we got a week away. I forget if I told you guys, but that I gave up giving these girls a hay rack because they just rip everything out of the hay rack anyway, so I just give them hay piles now, which I don't like solely giving out hay piles because it's always a waste, but there's not much you can do. So it is full-blown winter here in Canada. So we've been having some cold days and we just got a bunch of snow. And I always put snow tires on my car so that you have better traction. And it's like some people forget how to drive for the first little bit when winter happens. And it drives you nuts. So most of the time on my way to work, when I'm driving to work, live around where we get like a pile of snow on the road, and sometimes it takes a bit for the snow plows to come out, and I hate getting stuck behind people who are going like too slow. Like, I get being cautious, but some people it's almost like they should have just stayed home if they were that freaked out to drive in the snow. Or you get the people who are driving pickup trucks behind you that think that they can still do the speed limit because they're in a pickup truck. So then they ride your butt the whole way, and it's like, holy man, just back off a bit. I remember one year, this was the only time I've ever almost had road rage, but it was in the snow, super deep snow, and I had to get to work. And I was at an intersection where I had to turn left, and the traffic going the opposite way has the right of way. They don't have any stop signs. Myself and the traffic across from me has a stop sign. And when you make the left-hand turn, you're kind of going downhill. So it's a turn that you need to have a lot of room to go when it's snowy, because you're going to slide a bit. So I had to wait for a lot of traffic to go by, and there's this person behind me that started just honking at me, like as if they thought I should hurry up and go. And it was one of the worst snow days I have ever driven in. And there was no chance that I could turn left without causing an accident, because I knew that if I turned left, I was going to be sliding and would have to, set my car straight, so that I would need to go nice and slow. So I was waiting, and they honked at me, and after about the fourth time of honking at me, I put my car in park and opened up my door because I was ready to get out and just scream at them and ask them, what did they want me to do? Did they want me to crash into everybody or what? So after I had opened up my door, I said to myself, no, this is ridiculous behavior, Abby. So I shut my door, and they did not honk at me again. And I still had to wait probably another 2 minutes or so before I could go. But yeah, they were finished with the honking, so hopefully that scared them enough. But it was so ridiculous. So yeah, I hate winter driving altogether, because you either get the people who are being like ridiculously cautious that are probably very elderly people that shouldn't even be on the road, or you have people who are so rammy. And it's like, hey, if it's bad out, give yourself more time to get to work so that you're not putting people in danger and honking at people thinking they should get moving when they're doing well on the road. So yeah, those are my thoughts about driving. I have lots of pet peeves about driving. I don't like people that don't use their signal or indicator, whichever you guys refer to it as. Like if you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the person in front of you is stopping and you're like, why are we stopping? Is there something on the road? And no, oh, you were just turning. Thanks for letting me know. I hate that. And I also hate the people that have to pull out in front of you, make you put on your brakes, and they could have just waited 10-15 seconds to go behind you. Can't stand that. That happened to me the other night when I was coming home in the snow. person pulled out of their driveway, and I had to put my brakes on in the snow, which is never a fun combo. And I was like, honestly, dude, you couldn't have waited 20 seconds for me to pass by, and you go behind me where there's nobody. No, you go in front of me, make me put on my brakes where I could have started to slide. Ugh. Yeah. So tell me your pet peeves when you're driving. I honestly think for elderly people, they should have road tests once they reach a certain age. Because a lot of the times where I'm really frustrated behind somebody, it's a senior who obviously is too nervous and scared to be driving the speed limit, or who's driving a bit erratically because who knows, maybe they can't see properly. I don't know. So where do you guys live? Do you get snow? I absolutely hate the winter. It gets dark here so early. I go to work in the dark, I come home in the dark. And even when it's light outside, it's like gray, dreary skies. I hate it. But we have winter basically from November till April. So a long time to go, which sucks. But once you get to March, it feels like you're on the home stretch, where January and February are months I absolutely can't stand because there's nothing going on. There's no holidays, nothing exciting. Anybody else feel that way? Hi, pretty girls. There we go. There's some more hay for you guys to waste, because I know you will. Okay, we're on to the next cage. I just gotta get this out of the way. Ooh, I better move that. I could see me stepping into that. Hey, little squawk box, it's not time yet. Angus has to be the loudest pig I have. I can be upstairs, up 2 floors, just getting out of bed, and I can hear him through the basement door yelling. He's very loud. You're very loud. He's looking so different lately. He's losing some of the fuzz on his back and on his face. He's just looking more grown up. He'll be a year old in February. He's such a handsome little devil. So this is Apple and Huckle, who must be hiding. Apple has done her antifungal meds, so I'm back just to my routine of on-cage cleaning nights or just random, taking a warm, wet cotton pad and gently wiping off her lady parts just to keep her tidy. I really, really hope she doesn't have to keep dealing with fungal infections, but there is a chance that that's just her body chemistry, that it gets out of whack. Just like humans who are more prone to yeast infections, it could be her thing. Before, I thought maybe it had something to do with stress because it happened right after we first adopted her, and then it happened right when they moved down here in the basement. Her other time did kind of correspond with when Willie came here. It kind of started a little bit after, which she was not a fan of Willie at all when he was first here. She was trying to bite off his nose through the bars, but I don't know if that would have been enough of a stressor for that to happen, or if it was just a coincidence. Regardless, it sucks when it happens, but I am glad that the medication works so well for her. It's just obviously I don't want to have to always be giving her medication for that. It's got to be a bit rough on the liver. at least it's a decent amount of time between each time, so her liver would have time to repair. Just any medication that gets filtered through the liver, you know, there's possibilities for side effects. So that's one of the things when you get a guinea pig who's a senior, and if you use Medicam and it makes them feel better, if they have bad arthritis, you definitely have to weigh the pros and cons. But if their daily life sucks without the pain med, then you put them on the pain med daily, because the chance of them having any liver or kidney problems because of it really isn't the biggest concern. Because if they can't enjoy life without it, then you might as well take that chance, right? So that was like for Kelvin. On his pain meds, he was able to enjoy his life without them. He had no joy in life. So it was just one of those things that, hey, if he's going to be happy on all those pain meds, then that was something I was willing to do for him, because he definitely got to spend way more time being happy and comfortable on his pain meds. So Willie is on a very low dose of Medicam daily, but it's the same thing. You know, pain meds could have potential side effects, but otherwise, I'm sure he wouldn't be comfortable without them. So with Apple, if we have to give the antifungal, we have to give the antifungal. It's just, I really wish it wouldn't come back. And it's the same thing with Bullseye. I don't know how his medication works for his organs. His is for his stomach. It's not a pain med. But it's something he can't live without, because otherwise he gets bloated, backed up, and would go into stasis, so his stomach would stop. So it's a thing of he has to have it. And he's over 4 years old, and thankfully very healthy otherwise. So he's been on it since I first adopted him, because he came to me with a lot of problems with his stomach, and it took a lot of vet trips and a lot of trial and error for us to finally find a way to like make him comfortable every day and be normal, because it was the worst. It was just days of him being bloated, him being backed up, him having poop all over his feet, all on his tummy, because he just would have poop explosions. It was no way to live. And then he wasn't on veggies for a while because they didn't know if that was causing it. Just was so glad when we finally got Bullseye figured out. Because I know that's what big question some people ask is, why are some of your pigs on medication? Well, they're not on it because I think it's fun. They're on it because they need it to live comfortably and to live a normal life. If I could have pigs on no medication, heck yeah, I'd be all about that. But there's some circumstances where, you know, your pig needs it, just like people. Some people that need daily medication, like I take Advair daily. That's an asthma inhaler. I have to take that twice a day, every day, so that I can breathe. So I've given these guys the Guinea Dad liner with the pocket. The other time I had it up here, but they ended up sitting on top of it to eat their hay, so it kind of lost its function. Okay, baby Apple. She hates when I pick her up for these kind of things. So it definitely helps to do it on cage cleaning night when she has nowhere to go. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, my little baby pickle. Ew, you got a poopy on me. That wasn't polite. Okay, so let's see your little tiny bum bum. You're okay. Okay, and that's everything. Just do a gentle, quick clean. That is something that I actually do with the other ladies, but obviously way more rarely. I maybe check their hind ends when I'm doing nail clipping, And if it looks like they have a tiny bit of a pee stain on their lady parts, I just do the same thing for them, freshen them up real quick. If they had a pee stain that's obviously in the fur of their bum hair, you could give them a full bum bath. But generally speaking, if you keep a really tidy cage, that shouldn't happen too often. I maybe give the girls bum baths like once a year. Otherwise, just a little cotton pad with some warm water is great, just to do a really quick teeny tidy up. And it's a great thing to get into looking at your piggy's genitals anytime you have them out for health checks. So even the boys, check to make sure they don't have anything stuck in their bum or stuck in the foreskin of their penis. I guess one day I'll have to show you how you can look at the male's penis, because it is a good thing to get in the habit of looking at to make sure they're healthy. I've only had one pig ever have something caught up in the skin around their penis, and that was Kelvin. I think he was about 3 years old or so, and all I noticed was his skin around his penis was swollen. So there's a technique that you can do just to pull that skin back very carefully, and sure enough, he had a piece of hay stuck up inside. So I removed the piece of hay, just rinsed him off down there, and the swelling was gone in a few hours. So that was what was causing him irritation. Because the males, I don't know if you've ever seen it, if you have males, they will actually clean their penis themselves. So it's very easy for them to, while they're cleaning it, to scoop up hay or bedding or hair, and then it gets stuck up inside. Are you being a wild man, Hucky? So yeah, that's something, if you guys are interested in seeing, I can show you how you can check your boys really quick to make sure that they're clean and tidy. Are you having a great time over there, Hucky? Huck's such a happy pig. So there, we'll connect these two beds for them to go underneath and see how they enjoy that. Look at Hucky, right under here. Are you gonna try it out? Right here. Gonna play shy. Okay, so we will put this, be super fun. There, buddy. You guys can have fun with that. Maybe I'll move it over there. Okay. So now we got one last cage to do, and then everybody gets some cucumber. See if those guys are going under. Yep. Are you gonna check it out, Apple baby? Go check it out under there. Oh, it's so cute. Little piggies in a pocket. Okay, so we'll be on to the wild boys. I gotta go get their fleece. I hear some squeaking and squawking over in that corner. Okay. Now to this little chatterbox's cage. Hey, buddies. Angus, you look so grown up and handsome. I don't know if you guys, if you're on my Facebook, I share pictures on there every day. I started to share some pictures here on YouTube. They started to let you share pictures, share your videos, like links to your videos, and you could do polls. So tell me if you guys like that, because I share pictures on Instagram and Facebook all the time, but it was kind of nice to share pictures on YouTube in case you guys don't follow my other social medias, because then it's a way for you guys to see the pigs daily if you wanted to. And there's always such cute pictures when they're sleeping or something like that. But anyway, Angus used to have a ton of back hair. Like, he looked like people call them werewolf skinny pigs. He had a load of back hair and an extremely fuzzy face. But naturally, as they get a bit older, they lose their fuzz. And he's definitely got less fuzz on his face, and the back hair is very short. It was really, really fuzzy for a bit while he was in his little teenage years. Because he's just going to be starting to get out of his teenage phase. He's 10 months old now. So they're the most teenager when they're probably about like 3 to 4 months it starts. So he's getting out of it now. He's such a handsome little devil. He's a really, really happy, bouncy pig. He reminds me a lot of Littlefoot and Huckle. Both, like all three of those guys are very bouncy, happy, just always seem like they're in a good mood. Bullseye is one of my more high-strung, stressed boars. I've had some of those in the past. Ernie was one of them, and Grover was one of them, and even Hobbs sometimes could be a bit high-strung. But like Kelvin, Barnaby, Rugby, those were some of my other boars that had the very laid-back, sweet personalities, not too concerned. Willie's a mix in between. He can be really calm, and then sometimes he gets a bit annoyed if nobody's talking to him at the bars, and then he'll start to chew the bars or he'll chatter. He's a little bit feisty. But then other times he's just a very sweet-natured pig too. Hey buddy. So I think I've mentioned before, but Bullseye's over 4 years old, and he's my pig that definitely seems a bit older than, say, Pecan and Littlefoot, who are also 4, just for how he moves around. He's been getting the joint support tabs now. So those have glucosamine in them, and that's for healthy joint support. So I mentioned that in my seniors video, that if your pigs are 4 and over, it'd be a great time to start the joint support. Glucosamine is something that does take a bit to get into your system, and then would take a bit for your joints to heal as much as they can. So it's not something you would just give them a couple times and expect to see results. It could take a month or 2. So I've just started him on that for maybe a couple weeks, so we'll see what happens. The things that I noticed with Bullseye are he kind of limps sometimes on his front, that's his left leg, yeah, front left. And it seems to be worse if he's been playing around with like Angus here. So it just seems like he's kind of strained it a bit. It's never a terrible limp, like he still gets around, eats, drinks, doesn't lose weight, but it definitely seems like he has some arthritis happening there. And then sometimes how he walks, instead of like walking with his back feet, he'll almost hop forward with them, which is something I've seen in my other senior boars who had arthritis in their hips. Was just a bit stiff to move. So we're trying the joint support, and of course if he gets like where it gets more pronounced, where he seems to not be as active, then we can definitely take him into the vets to be assessed for trying a low dose Medicam for him or something like that. But yeah, we're trying the joint support first to see how that does. Hi buddies. You guys look handsome on the cream liner. I was gonna go for the gingerbread side, but I guess if you guys are on this side, that's fine. Chugga chugga choo choo. They usually don't dare cross the coroplast because it's slippery. Oh, we can have a bit of each. I forgot this is a 2x5 liner. Hey turkeys, that's why it's best if you stay on the other side. They're kind of getting a mishmash because I've run out of festive fleece. Oh well, nobody's gonna say anything, right? You don't mind, do you, boys? There you go. So we'll put this over here, a little hay pile. Ooh. I think there's some running happening. I may have not caught it, but they were zooming around. It's that pocket, I tell you, a pocket full of fun. What's happening, Hucky? Oh, now he's laying down. I missed it. Do you ever have that where you just catch out of the corner of your eye them doing crazy laps, and by the time you get over there, they're done? Cute, cute little pigs. Nothing's cuter than piggies having fun. Here you go, bud. Hey, Bun Bun, what are you doing? Hey, cuties. Oh no, squabbling. I'm gonna get you more hay. Hey, Bun Bun. Hold on, man. There we go. Those guys have absolutely destroyed their chew toy from Zoey and Lilo's toy box. I might have to get some more after the holidays. Okay, these little whippersnappers are finished. Were you nibbling his ear? You don't want to go in there, Bun. Not bunny bath time. Bunnies don't get baths, by the way. They are self-cleaners like cats. And if you were to bath a bunny, the stress could cause them serious health problems, and them getting all their layers of fur wet could cause them to go into like hypothermia. They could get very cold when they're trying to dry off. Never bath your bunny. Oh, a lot of people were asking about Bun Bun, about his nose. Nothing is different with his nose. We tried every medication that there was available. So different antibiotics, we had injectable, we had oral, we did topical ointments that had antibiotics in it, that had steroids, that had fungal. Nothing changed it. And the only other option was to get a biopsy, which would require him being put to sleep, like to be put under. Sorry. That sounded bad. I meant put under. And then there was a fee for it getting a piece taken off and a fee for it getting sent out. And by the time it was all said and done, we might not even have found an answer. And the price the price wasn't right. So I thought, if anything, I'd rather save that type of money for if he needed it taken off like completely, not just for testing it. But so far, nothing's changed. It still looks the exact same, so who knows? So I'm just choosing to leave it right now, and if something were to change negatively about it, like say it cracks open and starts to bleed or pus or grows huge, then we will definitely revisit getting it removed. So I just gotta sweep up here before I give them any treats. It's really nice having... Okay. So it is time for their little snack. They get cucumber. Just gotta go rinse it off. I'll be right there, Willie. Just hold on. Okay, so Bun Bun gets a piece of kale. Let's put that in his dish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to be just giving Pecan a small piece of cucumber. Cucumber's not anything that I've associated her bloat with because they've had it forever and it's never caused her a problem. And there's been nights where she's not bloated and she's had cucumber. I don't know. Hi, sweethearts. So smallest piece for you. And then you little ladies. Sorry, littles, I called you a lady. They just both ran into the cube and collided. And Reese did a little scream. Not because she was hurt, but because she got scared. So I've got to clean Bun Bun's litter box. Okay, so Bun Bun's litter box, I do aspen shavings. And then I put some hay in there to encourage him to hop in and test her out. I'm lucky Bun Bun only needs his litter box changed once a week. And he's a good boy for, like, he just sits in there to snack and go to the bathroom. He doesn't lay in there or hang out in there. So once a week is all I need to do, which is awesome. He's got very good bathroom habits. So we're about done here. Everybody is having their nightly snack. Lots of hay to go around. Oh, you took out a big piece, Pecan. Yeah, so I'm just gonna finish up collecting up garbage, filling up some waters if they need it, but we're done. So thanks guys for watching, if anybody actually made it to the end. This was a long one. Bye!